All right, so this is episode 25 of Oluswole, the podcast on a budget. I'm excited to welcome our guest. He is a D1 athlete, a meat enthusiast, and he's straight out of the six. John-Wes, what's good?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. 25th. That's a quarter of 100, so thank you. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Excited to have you on. Just a little intro. So you're on the D1, you're on the lightweight rowing team. You got recruited here, and we met through STEP. That's the pre-orientation program. We've talked about it on the podcast a few times, and we're roommates right now in a suite of 6.
Yeah, it's good. It's a lot of roommates, but it's good. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. Whenever I ask people, whenever I tell people I'm living in a 6, they're always like, "Oh, whoa, that's a lot of people. I could never do that." But personally, I like it because I like how there's always something going on in our room.
No, like you never have 6 people at the same time. I think after the first week, it's always been like max of 4, and then we have like the common area and then like individual rooms. So it's been good so far. And then the 2 bathrooms, that's essential. If you only had one, then that'd be an issue. But
yeah, that'd be a problem for sure. But yeah, so I get into the real podcast stuff. First of all, most last semester, right? We were freshmen, and Penn said you can come on campus, but everything was online. But I think most freshmen still came on campus, but you didn't. So when you were at home, like, what was that experience like?
It was a lot of school, not much of anything else. Pretty much just school, and then spent some time with my family, which is nice. But it was really just school, really Zoom, and then just homework all day, every day. So wasn't the most fun, but it's just what ended up happening for me in that semester. So it just made more sense for me to stay home, just like financially, and then just like the whole situation made more sense for me to stay. So yeah. You stayed home as well, right?
Not in the second semester.
No, the second. I'm the only one who stayed home?
In our suite, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was basically home because I was in King's Court,
Right.
Shout out my hood.
I remember now.
Yeah, I'm a King's Court enthusiast, 8th floor under the world, Nobody knows where it is, but I was there.
We still have to go sometime. We should go.
Yeah, we were trying to go today, but, we had scheduling difficulties, so, we'll do it later for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I heard they have, like, a real pizza oven there, so.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do what Drake did for Toronto. I'm just trying to put my hood on the map, but people don't want to listen to me, but, it is what it is, you know what I mean?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'll give it a shot.
100%. Speaking of Toronto, and you mentioned you're a rower. That's a big part of your day-to-day life at Penn, because being a D1 athlete, as we both know, is a grind.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't know how you football guys do it. It's a lot, but
yeah.
I
mean, we hold it down, but I feel like football is cool, but I enjoy playing it at a D1 level. But rowing is a different kind of grind. Yeah,
I don't know. You guys get the food though, so I feel like I wish we got food. We go into practice and then you guys come down with the food, so it hurts to see. It hurts to see, but yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Hey, we're the celebrities on campus. What can I say?
Tier 1 athletes.
Of course, Tier 1 athletes. You already know. But I just wanted to ask you, how did you get into rowing? Like, how old were you when you started? When did you start?
So I started summer of grade 8 going to grade 9.
Okay.
And honestly, I just saw an ad on the side of the street. So I saw in the Olympics that year, and I was like, it looks kind of fun. But then I didn't think too much about it. And then we were driving, and I saw the ad on the side. I was like, maybe I'll try it. And then I did a camp. I liked it, so then I joined the team there. And then I tried doing 1 year of both hockey and rowing, but that was too much for me. So after that, I dropped hockey and just picked up rowing full time, which would have been my sophomore year of high school. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So
ads work.
That's facts. Yeah. So that means you really haven't been rowing for that long, compared to some people who on the team, you still got recruited to a D1 program. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, rowing's a pretty late entry sport.
Okay.
It's, I think in Canada at least, you're not allowed to row until you're 13.
Okay.
It just has to do with like insurance reasons for like the boats and stuff. But yeah, so it's like a pretty late entry sport. It's not something you need to start when you're like 4, like basketball and stuff. But
Okay.
Europeans and other countries, they start pretty young. So yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you're from like Toronto, Canada, the TNO, the 6.
Yeah, the 6.
The 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Running through the 6 with your woes. Or in your case, rowing through the 6 with your woes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. But you've been involved in a ton of competitions. Like at the 2019 provincials, you got under 19 goals for single sculls, under 19 gold for quad sculls, and then under 23 gold for quad sculls as well.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of gold medals, a lot of medal biting right there.
We had a good year. We had a a good team, and we just all worked really hard, and that was a good result for us. So we're happy with that. But,
That's dope.
Yeah, that's good.
Who is we? Is this Row Ontario?
No. So at provincials, you compete with like your team, with like your club. So for me, that'd be the Don Rowing Club.
Okay.
So we won I won the single, and then we won the U19 and U23 quad, which is good. We're happy about that. The quad is like a big focus for us at our club, so we try to do well in that. So yeah, it's good.
That's cool. What are the main differences between just like rowing by yourself and like rowing with other people?
That's a good question. Let me think about that.
Yeah.
First off, obviously it's faster when you have more people.
Okay.
So that's faster. Then the fact that it's faster like adds on some like, I don't want to say like difficult, like technical difficulties, but it's different. So when you row by yourself, it's a lot more, I would say, like finesse. Just like it's only you, right? So you don't need to follow anyone. You just need to make sure that what you're doing is efficient and as efficient as possible. When you're rowing with other people, boat gets faster, and when the boat gets faster, you need to like apply your force differently, different points of the stroke. Your stroke will also change, but then also you got to add the fact that you're with other people too. So no, there's a big difference. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's something you have to feel for yourself. So maybe one day you should come out, give it a shot. But yeah.
You know me, I'm gonna be pulling out those regattas and my little rowing suit.
Yeah,
muscles popping out and everything.
Exactly,
that's gonna be me.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I don't know any rowers personally, so like when I found out you were on the team, which was like I found out like freshman year, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. No one from my high school rows in Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's like rowing through the desert.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's a really cool thing. I think we'll talk about ice hockey later, but like,
okay, yeah.
What made you choose rowing over hockey?
Don't get me wrong, I still really like hockey. Would like to, keep playing if I can. Right now, I just don't have the time to, but hopefully later on in life I can play some beer league or something. But I was just like really drawn to rowing. It's just like a calming sport, and like, it's a lot of work. You put in a lot of work, but you can see your results, and like that's something I really like. I like to, always try to get better and like get faster and more efficient. So, really like about that. I really like that about rowing. And I kind of like saw myself, maybe having like not a career, because like there's not much money in rowing, but like an athletic career, I guess, if you could say, in the sport. So yeah,
that's real cool.
Yeah.
Was another factor like potential injuries? Because you were showing me some highlights of those hockey fights, and they be going crazy, like bumping into each other, all that blood.
Yeah, those hockey fights are something.
Yeah.
No, I feel like when you play, like you you get excited about that. Like I if there's a fight in a game I'm playing, like that's a good thing, you know. So no, I was definitely not put off by that, and that's one of the things I miss about hockey. Like I did rugby for a bit too.
Oh wow.
Rugby and hockey is like, you know, obviously aggressive sports, you know, contact. Rowing, having like no contact, I kind of miss that. So yeah, I miss that. I miss that part.
Okay. So hockey, rugby, fights. What I'm hearing is you're about that action. You're with it, huh?
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. It's I don't know. Have you played contact sports?
Played as in like done in PE. I mean, I did it in PE. Yeah. Right. When we played. So I went to a British school. Yeah. So we played rugby. Okay. It was just touch rugby though, so that doesn't actually count. I never played football, like American football. Yeah. I don't think I've ever played. I don't think I've ever really played a contact sport, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like it. It's just like the adrenaline and like I don't know. It's just fun. You should. Yeah. It's yeah. I wish there was some contact in rowing somehow. I don't know how, but I wish there was something. But yeah.
Yo, if rowing was a contact sport, that could be lethal, bro. That could be even more lethal than those hockey fights. Those like big, thick boats, and then like the paddles and all that, the oars and all that. Man.
Bumper boats, you know?
Yeah. Some oar smacking.
Yeah. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah. I think I know we were saying earlier, like in the suite, that like soccer is not a contact sport, which I totally agree with. But back when I was playing soccer, I was usually a defender, and I liked it when the opposing player was like backing into me, and I had to like, you know, kind of use my body to get the ball. Like I like that. Yeah, I like mild contact, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that's the same with me at hockey. It's like the hitting isn't like the point of the sport, but it's like, you know, it's a part that I like, and it's a pretty big part, I guess, in hockey, but not exactly like using your body, like position yourself better and everything. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of like strategic, and like on the outside it might look like barbaric and just like hit each other, but every hit is like for a reason, and like, yeah, no, I like it.
Every hit has a purpose.
Of course.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
All part of a plan.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you about your current rowing experience at Penn. So your current coach is an Olympian? Tell me about that.
Yeah. So we have two coaches. We have Colin Farrell, the head coach, and then Tyler Nace. I know Tyler went to the Olympics in 2016. I think it was 2016. And I think Colin was set to go to the Olympics, but then he had an injury and then wasn't able to go. But yeah, no, it's I've never had that experience before, you know, being coached by like top tier athletes. I mean, my coaches back home are also fantastic. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
I've never like had the experience to like be coached by people who, you know, were recently at the top of the field, and you know, they're both my coaches are still rowing and still staying active, and you know, they're still pretty fast, and so that's inspiring to see, like, your coaches put in the work and see, you know, when it's a tough workout and you're like, why are we doing this? You know, we should be resting, or like, this isn't going to help me get faster. And then you see your coaches doing it. It's just like, it's inspiring to see that and to be part of that. So yeah, it's been good. But
yeah, it definitely sounds like a good thing, because I mean, I haven't played sports at a high level, but sometimes I see like some coaches be making their teams like do all sorts of, you know, crazy drills that are unrelated to the actual sport, and they look at the coach, you're like, bro, I know you are not doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, it's I think that's a big part. Like, you know, with rowing, usually it comes down to like who can suffer the most, and that's who wins, you know. So a lot of the training is not the most fun during, you know, as you're doing it. You know, obviously at the end it's rewarding, and you see the work that you did, and it's, you know, it's good, but it is pretty painful sometimes. And, you know, those thoughts can get in your head, you know, why am I doing this? You know, this doesn't make sense. You know, this isn't going to make me faster. But yeah, no, it's, you know, just gotta have faith in the coaches, have faith in the program. They know what they're doing, and you know, they'll get the team there. Like, they'll get us where we need to be. So, yeah,
all about trusting the process.
Yeah, for sure. Just yeah, that's something I learned a lot since coming here. Just like focus on what you can control, which is, you know, making sure every practice you're there 100%, and like, you know, you're focused, put in the work, and just trust your teammates to do that as well, and your coaches to, you know, they know what they're doing, and just it's a lot of trust. That's, I feel like, since I came here, that's a lot of what I've learned. Yeah, just gotta trust the process. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
And you were just talking about things you've learned about since coming to Penn as a rower. What's been the biggest adjustment, you know, doing rowing in high school and then rowing at Penn?
There's been a lot. So my high school team was pretty small. We only had like a handful of athletes, whereas here our team's like 40 people. So, you know, that was a pretty big adjustment, just to see, you know, now you have 40 people who are all, you know, motivated, fast, and, you know, working hard. So, didn't like take too much for me to adjust to that, but it's just like kind of a shock. You know, it's something I've never experienced before. And then I feel like that kind of just like made things a lot easier, in terms of like, yeah, college rowing is faster, there's more demands, but when you have 39 other people who are also working hard, and, you know, they're putting the work with you, it just makes things a lot easier. So, yeah, I didn't answer your question. Biggest adjustment, I think it's probably just like balancing, you know, this level of like training with like academics and everything, making sure you go to sleep early.
You doing that?
Eat well. Yeah. I go to sleep early, you know. I try to. Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest adjustment. Just like, you know, the part when you're not training, just making sure that, you know, you're eating well, you're sleeping well, and you know, everything you're doing outside of practice is going to help you, you know, compete and perform better. So,
yeah. I mean, you hear about those top tier athletes like LeBron and Ronaldo spending like $1 million on their body.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I read that, that was kind of crazy, but it makes sense, you know. It's a lot that goes down into recovery, and it's not just like, you know, recovering from an injury. It's like making sure that your body is, you know, in the top condition each time, you know, so that, one, you don't get injured, but then also you're able to push yourself each practice. So, you know, if I come back to practice and I'm only like 50% recovered, then that practice is like 50% wasted, right? Whereas if I come in 100%, then I could get a lot more of that practice. So, you know, if I had, you know, that money and, you know, those resources, you know, for sure I'd definitely take advantage of that. But we do have, you know, trainers and stuff here, so you know, I try to see them and you know, do some stuff there to help. But yeah.
That's cool. Speaking on the topic of recovery, what do you guys do after like a rowing? Say you have a rowing session or intense, you know, gym session on the rowing machine. Like, do you guys go into the ice chamber? Like, what do you guys do?
The first thing is cool down. That's a really big thing. Like a proper cool down would go a long way. And that's just like, again, rowing, but it's just like a lower intensity, and just like gradually bringing your heart rate down. You know, trying to flush out all the lactic acid and just like promoting blood flow. Because if you just stop right after a hard workout, you're gonna feel it the next day. So that's the biggest thing probably. And then after that, it's kind of you do your own thing. I think at this level, everyone knows like what works for them, and that's just kind of like what expected. So, for me, just like keeping active the rest of the day, and then maybe a bit of foam rolling and stretching at the end of the day,
like
as well.
In your room or
yeah,
okay, that's cool.
So, and then obviously sleep and nutrition, both really important. So making sure you get carbs and protein in after the workout, that'll go a long way. And then just staying on top of that. So, yeah.
Dope. Respect that.
Yeah.
And you done some rowing stuff, at Penn that have been, pretty notable. Like, I believe at the head of Charles Regatta, y'all showed out, the lightweight 4As.
Yeah.
You guys put up a time of 16 minutes, 29 seconds, 246 milliseconds.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that, but yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was like 16, close to 30. I knew that, but I didn't know that in the milliseconds. But yeah. No, that was a good race. We, our team won that event in 2019, and then 2020 it was canceled. So it was good for us to win that again. So, hopefully next year we could retain that again. But no, it was a good crew. Really liked the people in our boat. We had some good chemistry going, and we just went out there, did our best, and it was good enough for the win. So yeah.
I mean, y'all said you got some good chemistry. You guys must have had some good biology too, because I mean, that's a lot of big bodies, rowing towards the finish line to win gold.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That was so corny. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. How is it like just knowing that you put in all that work across high school, even a little bit in middle school, to become a D1 rower, and then you win your first tournament? Like, how was that like? What was that experience? Was it just like another day at work, or was it memorable?
That's a good question. I think it's a little bit of both. Heather Charles is a pretty big regatta. I think it's actually the largest regatta in the world, I think. So it's so it's for us it was definitely there was we were happy about it, and it was a good accomplishment for us. But at the end of the day, we have to keep on getting faster. I think back in 2018, when I was rowing back then, we won the Canadian Henley Regatta, which is like for us a pretty big deal. And then my coach said, "Yeah, be happy. You won. It was good, but all the other teams you beat, they're not celebrating. They're working hard. Tomorrow they're back, and they're gonna be more motivated because they just lost." So I think that's something that's just like stuck in my head, and like, yeah, be happy, be proud of the accomplishment, but they're coming for you, and like you have to keep getting better. So yeah.
They're coming at your next, man. Yeah.
If it was contact sport, I might maybe literally, but there's no contact in rowing. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, like, I can't relate to being an athlete, but like I know how it feels like to lose in like debating competitions and spelling bees and like just coming short. You never forget that. Yeah.
Especially when it's a close finish. I think this year we won by maybe like 1 second or something. So, they're gonna be coming for us. So we need to keep putting in the work, and we just can't let up now. Can't let up. But
you said once you beat them by 1 second. You said it was close. I know, like in something like track, 1 second is a big deal. So what's like, what do you consider to be like a big margin of victory in terms of time?
That's a good question. So first off, there are two types of rowing races. So a sprint race is like what you'll see in the Olympics. It's usually like 6 across and then 2,000 meters. And I would say like for that 1 second is like a sizable margin, and then anything bigger than that would be big, I'd say. But this one is just a head race, and so it's one at a time. and it's over. This one was 3 miles, I think. So 1 second over 3 miles, when you're not next to the other person, right? That second could have been anywhere. It could have been, you took the turn a little bit too tight, or not wide enough, or maybe you were tired and you let up for a bit. That's the second right there. And so I think the fact that like you're not right next to the person makes that a second is a pretty big, like a pretty close margin that could be found anywhere. I think I think if we were to race that race again, we could have gone a second faster, and I think all the other crews as well could have gone a second faster, just because there's so many variables at play, and could have gone either way. But yeah,
got you.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, well, doesn't matter because you got the dub. So.
yeah, we're happy about that. We're happy about that. So yeah,
it's bad.
Hopefully, so the fall season's pretty much over now. We'll be doing winter training now, and then hopefully the spring we'll have a good spring. So hopefully we could continue that momentum and have a good season there too. But yeah,
fingers crossed. Rooting for y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries, man. Moving away from rowing though, I know you're really into meats. Like you're like cooking them, talking about them. Tell me, like, how did you get into meats?
Yeah, so my mom really likes meat. So we eat a good amount of meat at home, which just like I feel like having that exposure to meat, just like I just like I know some families like only eat like meat like once a week or something, but we had meat pretty much every meal, I'd say. So I guess that's the first thing. But then a couple years ago, I started like grilling. So whenever making like burgers or anything, that was always me. And kind of like rowing, I like trying to keep on getting better and improving myself. And so I would always just like look different things up on the internet, see, what if I try this type of cooking, or, try this type of spices or anything. So I don't know, I think it's just like me cooking meat just makes me like it more. And it's just like I don't know. I like meat. And I think it tastes better too than vegetables and stuff. So
yeah,
meat and carbs are my two favorite. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we know. If we ever see Wes eating at Hill, it's basically that, just like carbs and meat.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all you need.
Anti-vegetables, anti-fruit. He has apple in his last name. He's anti-fruit. Like, that's crazy.
I like watermelon. I'll
Okay.
have that. But yeah. That's all you need, really. That's all you really need.
I mean, you're a meat connoisseur, so like, in your opinion, like, what makes a good meat? Like, what's the criteria for that?
There are certain meats I don't like. So like turkey is not my favorite. Fish and seafood also not my favorite. So if I was judging and it was either turkey, fish, or seafood, I would not say it's a good meat. But other than that, it's just, I think, just like the cooking and preparation. Picking the right spices, and then that goes a long way. And then also like preparation before you even cook it. So like I like to dry brine my steaks before, and I find like that makes a pretty big difference in terms of like flavor and tenderness. So preparation, and then also how it's cooked. I think especially things with like chicken, overcook it, it's going to be dry and like not great. But if you get a nice piece of chicken, it's it's tender, juicy, and everything. So it's I think it's a lot of factors for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it seems like you know what you want.
Yeah. I feel like I am pretty picky as well with my food, and especially my meat. I am pretty picky with that. So yeah. I guess it's a good thing I cook the meat at home. My brother's been doing that too, so he's doing a good job too. But yeah, no, I know what I want. Yeah.
I think saying turkey and seafood, like, they're not my favorite types of meat. I prefer beef and chicken over those meats, but I think they're still solid, though. I feel like there's a lot of diversity in terms of seafood. Like salmon, like that goes crazy.
Yeah.
Catfish.
First, turkey. I feel like chicken and duck are just superior versions of turkey. So.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
But fish and seafood, I understand why people like it. It's just like, I think just a combination of the taste and texture. I don't like it. But nothing personally against those two, but just not my favorite. Yeah.
What do you think of the meat options available at Penn? Are you satisfied? Do you think they could be better?
I'll say I'm satisfied. Yeah. Like I said, I am pretty picky with my meat, so I'm pretty hesitant to just eat any meat. So I mean, even at like restaurants and stuff, I usually get like pasta or something, just because like I know how I like my meat cooked, and I just rather do it at home. And I feel like here it's kind of like the same, like some of the meat here isn't cooked the way that I would have cooked it, or isn't like flavored the way that I would do it. But there are some good options. The chicken they have sometimes at the Global Oasis at Hill, it could be pretty good. But I think they do a pretty good job of like making sure that there are different types of meat as well. So I think at every meal they usually have, chicken in the Global Oasis, and then chicken or beef, and then they usually have either hot dogs or, burgers, and then turkey burgers as well. So I think there's something for everyone, and it might not be like top-notch quality, but I think when you're cooking for that many students, I think it's pretty hard to do that. So I think they're doing a good job. I do like the dining halls, so I might be a little bit biased there, but I think overall they do pretty good. They do a good job. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like that's such a hot take, but I agree with you. That's the thing. Like I did an episode, I think episode 12, I had Alfie on, and
the gastronome.
Oh, you listened to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at you. Okay. And I was saying like, the dining hall food is like solid. You just have to know where to go. Yeah, and he agreed.
Yeah,
but like literally everyone else outside of us three will say like, "Man, this is trash." And
I'm
like,
no, I think it's pretty good. Like you have to know where to go. Yeah. Like I don't get a burger from Hill. I won't get a burger from Hill. Those are my favorite, but the turkey burgers, those are good. At Hill. And I think, different dining halls have different, specialties. The pizza at Commons is, on good days is pretty good. Same with the French toast as well, I'd say. But I think what really shines, like what's like selling point, I think for me is like there's so much variety, right? So I think like Hill has a ton of options. In case you don't like something, you could always get something else. It's all you could eat. And if you don't like the options at Hill, well, you could go to Commons, you could go to King's Court, you could go to different places, right? And the menus are all online, so you know what to expect. And I don't have any complaints really. I think it's pretty good. So yeah,
I agree with you. I have nothing to say about that. Like, the food is actually decent. I can't complain.
Yeah, and I think like. Yeah, it might not. Maybe you could cook better at home. Maybe the meals at home are better. Restaurant, maybe. But you gotta keep in mind that these workers are cooking for a lot of students, and so they won't. Yeah, they won't. Probably not the same attention to detail as as if you were cooking a special meal at home or something. But I think keeping all that in consideration, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So
yeah.
You're
saying earlier that you don't like getting your meat from like restaurants sometimes because like you know how you like your meat cooked. Is there a certain like how much you like your meat cooked? Like, are you a well done person, or are you like, nah, that thing has to be blue? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm pretty lenient with I'm good with anything as long as it's cooked well. not well as in like the doneness, but like they've done a good job. I think that a lot of people don't like well done, or people trash on well done steaks and stuff. And I think that like if you're cooking a steak to well done the same way that you cook it rare, then yeah, it's going to be like rock solid, chewy, no juiciness. But if you cook it right, a well done steak is pretty good. The same said with medium rare. I think it depends on like the type of meat you have, resources you have available. I know in South America, in like Argentina and stuff, they prefer their meat well done.
Oh really?
So and I think they eat the most beef per capita in the world, so they know their stuff. So but obviously if you put it on high heat like you would for a medium rare, it's going to be burnt, right? So I think it's just different style of cooking, and depending on the cut of meat, maybe medium rare for this, but for something a little bit bigger, or something that could benefit from a little bit more time, because the more you put it on the heat, especially on the grill, the flavor changes, right? So you take it off at medium rare, you get a lot of like the taste of like the juices, right? It's not blood, but you taste that a lot more. But then if you cook it closer to well done, I feel like you taste a lot more of the meat. It gives like the fat a long time to melt and everything. So the flavor profile changes as well. So I think depends on the cut of meat, but I probably would not go to a restaurant and ask for a well done steak there. So yeah.
Me personally, I think medium well is where it's at.
Medium well?
Yeah, just like for steaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like seeing a little pink.
Yeah.
I like it to be, a little bit on the softer side.
Yeah. That's how my family likes it. So usually cook things medium well at home. So yeah.
Yeah. I gotta be seeing a little pink, it can't be the same skin tone as me all the way around, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Medium well is a good spot, I think. You still get a good amount of flavor in it, and it's tender, juicy, and I think it's pretty good. So I usually don't go past medium well.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually don't go to well done, but I know some people who like disown you. Like, you like it a 1 degree higher than medium rare.
Yeah,
but no, I think one, cook it however you like it. If that's what you like, then cook it that way. But I think also medium well steak is a pretty good steak, and like just gotta know how to cook it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to transition to the Oluswole Bowl. That's a part of the podcast. We ask you, the vibes. You listen to the podcast. Yeah. So we ask you some off the cuff questions that might be somewhat related or somewhat unrelated. Related, unrelated, whatever. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And on the topic of beef still, and meat in general, what's your favorite cut of beef and why?
Favorite cut? I would say like short ribs. I think there's, they're tender, juicy, but they also have a lot of flavor in them. But if there's only one, if I could only have one for the rest of my life, I'd have to stay ground beef. It's just like so versatile, and yeah.
You can do a lot with ground beef.
Yeah.
Turn that into sloppy joes. Turn that into lasagna.
Meatballs. Burgers. So many things you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, secondly, if you created an album, what would its name be and why? Hit you with the Drake question. Hit you with the CLB question.
Yeah. Create an album. I don't know the name yet, but I think I could either go one or two ways. I could either make it like a serious name and like have it have meaning and stuff, or I could just create like a random name and just like have no meaning behind it. I need to think about that.
Okay.
Need some time about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, your light-skinned brother Drake would not be proud, bro.
No, you'd be disappointed in me.
Okay. And then lastly, would you never sleep again or never work again? And we say never sleep again, we're assuming that like like it's possible to do that.
And that would be never work, as in like I'm loaded and don't need to work anymore. Or it's just like,
not necessarily loaded. You're in the state you are now, like whatever that is, but you just never have to work again. Like you never need to,
I think I choose never sleep. Never sleep. I don't mind work. I like to have something to do. So, I feel like I could do so much without sleep,
That's true, yeah. We spend a big proportion of our lives just sleeping.
Exactly. I think, like, everyone would be sleeping, though, so, like, you wouldn't be able to do much with other people, but
yeah, that's true.
I feel like you could pick up a job or something at night and then do stuff during the day, I guess. And in that case, it's kind of like never work, because then during the day you don't have to work. But I don't know. I could like live here and then work across the world, so that I'm working during their day.
That's true. Making moves.
Yeah.
They were out there doing niche, but you were out making moves. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so this marks the end of the podcast, man.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was great. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. So yeah.
No worries, man.
Yeah.
Oluswole is available on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're on TikTok. So, renegade, all that. You know what to do. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.